Hi, hello there. A lot of people have been asking me about my coffee and how I make it and how it tastes so great. So I decided to make a video on it. First, I use not so expensive coffee, French roast whole bean. I buy it at Walmart for about 12 bucks. You're gonna need a grinder. The best outcome is to grind your whole beans right before you make your coffee. Never buy grounded coffee. It's it's too strong and just too bitter. You want a nice smooth taste? Buy whole beans. This grinder is a Shardor, and I'll leave the link in the description. We bought it on Amazon for about 85 bucks, but it's worth it. You gotta get all the coffee grinds in there because it does get kind of messy. And I use a tablespoon to scoop it out to measure it. So 1 tablespoon per cup of water. The settings on the coffee grinder is at 6.5, which is medium, and I usually leave it at 8 cups to grind. Okay, now that we have all the grounds in there, we fill it up with just a little bit over the amount of spoons you put in. For example, we put about 8 tablespoons. I'm just gonna put a little bit over 8 cups of water. And just remember, the ground should be a medium coarse, not too fine or not too coarse. It just needs to be medium, which is the best outcome. Another thing to point out is the longer you leave it on the brewer, the better the coffee gets. So I usually get coffee about 10-15 minutes after it stops brewing so it can heat up properly. And then I have my couple of cups of coffee, and then I'll turn it off. And then when I'm ready to get more, I'll turn it on 10 to 15 minutes before I want coffee again. That way it stays nice and fresh and not too bitter. So yeah, again, the coffee maker I use is a Shardor. I'll leave a link in the description. This is the first coffee grinder I bought at Target for about 20 bucks. I used it for many months, and it works pretty good, considering the price. But it takes more effort to grind your coffee. With this, I would usually grind as much coffee as I could, and then put it in a Tupperware, and then put it in a dark cabinet. So you would have to put the coffee beans, pulse it, and then shake, pulse it, and shake, pulse it and shake, so you can get all the beans. It's not really, this doesn't really grind, it mainly chops. And then you can take that little cup apart and put it in the coffee filter. It does take a lot of and then a lot of work, and then cleaning it was kind of a hassle. But to start off, if you don't want to spend $80 on a coffee grinder that I have there, you can try it with this one first. But I'm telling you, you're gonna love your coffee. Alright, now the brewing is done. It's been about 10 minutes. This is the coffee creamer I use. It's French Vanilla by Coffee Mate. I usually pour the creamer into the coffee mug before I pour in my coffee. And as you can see, this is my favorite coffee mug, the Wonder Woman. And then grabbing that fresh pot of coffee. And then I pour it in, and it mixes very well without having to use a spoon to stir it. And you can tell by the color how strong or sweet it is. And there it is. Enjoy your coffee. Have a great day.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee. I've had, I can't tell you how many cups of coffee in my life, and this is one of the best.